Hello my dear students, welcome to MMM classroom with Sir GB, that is Gunavikas. আমি দ্বিঘাত সমীকৰণৰ ওপৰত আলোচনা কৰি আছিলোঁ। যেহেতু এই দ্বিঘাত সমীকৰণ অৰ্থাৎ quadratic equation, advanced mathematics আৰু general mathematics দুয়োটা বিষয়ৰ পাঠ্যক্ৰমৰ অন্তৰ্ভুক্ত, গতিকে আমাৰ আজিৰ ভিডিঅ'টো I will try to cover the syllabus of both the advanced mathematics and general mathematics. Our আজিৰ ভিডিঅ'টোত আমি আলোচনা কৰিবলগীয়া পইণ্ট কেইটা হৈছে deduction of quadratic formula of a quadratic equation of one variable. Secondly, we will discuss the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation. অৰ্থাৎ মূলৰ প্ৰকৃতিৰ ওপৰত আমি আলোচনা কৰিম। Then finally, sum and the products of the roots of a quadratic equation. On that point also we will discuss. So let us begin the discussion. Let us deduce the quadratic formula. To deduce the quadratic formula, I have to solve this quadratic equation, that is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, c, these are all real numbers and a is not equal to 0. এই দ্বিঘাত সমীকৰণটো সমাধান কৰিবলৈ আমি বৰ্গ সম্পূৰণ পদ্ধতি ব্যৱহাৰ কৰিব লাগিব। We have to apply the method of completing square to solve this quadratic equation. In my previous video, we discussed that to apply the method of completing square, we can do that by two ways. We can divide the whole quadratic equation by the coefficient of x square, that is a. আমি গোটেই quadratic equation to x square সহগ a ৰে হৰণ কৰি দিব পাৰো, or we can multiply the whole quadratic equation by 4a, and then we try to get a perfect square in the form of this: p plus or minus q the whole square equals p square plus or minus twice pq plus q square, as you all know about that. But to solve this quadratic equation, এই দ্বিঘাত সমীকৰণটো সমাধান কৰিবলৈ মই ইয়াক 4a ৰে both side multiply কৰি দিব খুজিছো। Let me see what I will get. Okay, so let me multiply the quadratic equation by 4 times a, and I'll be getting like this. So let me apply the distributive property. So this one with that one we have to multiply. It will be 4a square x square. Then I have to multiply 4a with bx. That will be 4a bx. Finally, I have to multiply 4a with c. I'll be getting 4ac equals 0. In my previous video, we discussed that we used the second degree and the first degree term to get a perfect square, right? So let me use a দ্বিঘাতৰ পদটো আৰু একক ঘাতৰ পদটো, এই পদটোটা আমি এতিয়া ব্যৱহাৰ কৰি এটা বৰ্গ সম্পূৰণ কৰিম। So let me see how I can do that. Look at here, it is 4a square x square. I can write 4a square x square as twice ax whole square. Keep in your mind that one. You need 2 here. So we have 4, so I can manage a 2 from there. And let me put this one, twice ax. And then if you put here b, look at here, this is that one. 2 to the 4abx. Okay? Now if you compare this one with that one, so then it will be that is twice ax, you can regard it as p. So then it will be 2p. If it is twice ax, you are regarding it as p. So what about your q? Your q must be b. So if your b is q, you need q square, so you need here b square. But look at here, ইয়ালে তোমালোকে লক্ষ্য কৰিলে দেখিবা যে এই যেটো স্টেট, এই স্টেটটো আমাৰ b square নাই. Okay, but we need b square. So to maintain the equality, because you are adding b square, so you subtract b square so that equality remains the same. Then this plus 4ac, you keep it like that, 4ac equals 0. Do you understand this is that? Okay, so from here to here, if you see from here to here, let me okay this, so it will be twice ax plus b the whole square, right? Okay, so let me transpose these two terms to the right hand side. A পদটা মই সোঁ পক্ষলৈ পক্ষান্তৰ কৰি দিওঁ, so I will get then b square minus 4ac. Now let me rub this board. Okay, so we have, you know, twice ax plus b equals plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac. Do you understand that? I think yes. Okay, so we have twice ax equals minus b. I'm transposing positive b to the right hand side, so it will be negative b. So it's like this. Now you have x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by twice a. So the roots are, therefore the roots are minus b plus square root of b square minus 4ac by twice a, comma minus b minus square root of b square minus 4ac by twice a. So these are the roots when we solve the quadratic equation x squared plus bx plus c equals 0. These are the roots we get. Now the question is, did we get the quadratic formula? I mean, দ্বিঘাত সূত্ৰটো পালোনে? Yes, we have got the quadratic formula. What is the quadratic formula? This is called the quadratic formula. That is, the quadratic formula is x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by twice a. To conclude, I can say, if the quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, then the quadratic formula is, অর্থাৎ দ্বিঘাত সূত্রটো হৈছে x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by twice a. Now, এটা প্ৰশ্নটো হৈছে যে আমি দ্বিঘাত সূত্ৰ কিয় শিকিব লাগে? Yes, dear students, my next topic of discussion is why we have to know the quadratic formula. দ্বিঘাত সূত্ৰ আমাক কিয় প্ৰয়োজন, কিয় জানিব লাগে, আমি সেই বিষয়ে let us discuss now. So এতিয়া আমি চাম যে আমাক এটা দ্বিঘাত সমীকৰণ সমাধান কৰিবলৈ দ্বিঘাত সূত্ৰটো কিয় আৱশ্যক. We know that we can solve a quadratic equation by the method of factorization, by the method of completing square. Why we need to learn the quadratic formula? So to discuss that, I am considering here a quadratic equation. Look at here this one. 3x squared minus 7x minus 5 equals 0. Dear students, pause the video, put this quadratic equation and try to solve it by the method of factorization. It will be very, very difficult for you. Okay? And when you solve it by the method of completing a perfect square, as we all know that বৰ্গ সম্পূৰণ পদ্ধতিটো সদায় দীঘলীয়া এটা পদ্ধতি আৰু it is always a time consuming. And that is why we need to know the quadratic formula. দ্বিঘাত সূত্ৰ আমি সেই কাৰণে জানিব লাগে. So let me solve it by using the quadratic formula. Okay? দ্বিঘাত সূত্ৰ ব্যৱহাৰ কৰিবলৈ, to use the quadratic formula, প্ৰথম কথা হ'ল we have to get the values of a, b and c. To get the values of a, b and c, we have to compare the quadratic equation with the standard form of a quadratic equation in x. So let me put the standard form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So now it is very easy for us to find the values of a, b and c. a, b, c মান পাবলৈ আমাক এতিয়া অত্যন্ত সহজ হ'ব. Just we need to compare the two equations. So here you can see, what about your a? A is the coefficient of x square, so it's 3. A equals 3. Look at here, b, the coefficient of x. মানে x or হওক, গতিকে b equals কি হ'ব? -7 হ'ব. Be careful, the sign you are to put, okay? Positive sign, no need to put, but negative, you cannot neglect the sign. So it will be -7, and c of course is -5. So once you get the values of a, b and c, you recall the formula and put those values and get the roots. Alright? Okay. Therefore, by quadratic formula, okay, x equals, you have to write the quadratic formula. This one is the quadratic formula, as little while ago we discussed it, right? So now you put the values. This minus is this one. B, again -7, so put -7. Better we should put a bracket. Plus or minus square root of b squared, so -7b is because -7 is square. -4 times a is your 3, c is -5 divided by twice a, that is 2 into 3, okay? Now let me simplify it. 7 minus into minus plus or minus square root of 7 the 49, minus into minus plus, 4 is a 12, 12 5 is 60 divided by 6. So what do I get? It is 7 plus or minus square root of 49 plus 60, it will be 9, and 1 not 9 divided by 6. So because 109 is not a perfect square, so we can keep our roots as like this. So we have the two roots. One is 7 plus square root of 109 by 6, and other 7 minus square root of 109 divided by 6. But you can keep your answers like this way also. So dear students, তোমালোকে বুজি পালানে যে দ্বিঘাত সূত্ৰটো কিয় আমি জানিব লাগে? কাৰণ এটা দ্বিঘাত সমীকৰণ সমাধান কৰিবলৈ আমি সকলোবিলাক দ্বিঘাত সমীকৰণ you cannot factorize it. উৎপাদক বিশ্লেষণ কৰিবলৈ বৰ সহজ নহয়। আৰু আমি জানো যে completing square method is always time taking. So that is why if you know the quadratic formula, it is very easier for you to solve a quadratic equation. Let us now discuss the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation. দ্বিঘাত সমীকৰণৰ মূলৰ প্ৰকৃতিৰ ওপৰত আমি এতিয়া আলোচনা কৰিম। Dear students, can you remember when you solve a quadratic equation? তোমালোকে বাৰু কি পাইছিলা? What do we usually get when we solve a quadratic equation? আমি নিশ্চয় এটা দ্বিঘাত সমীকৰণ সমাধান কৰি কিছুমান সংখ্যা পাওঁ. We get some numbers as the roots. So when it is a case of nature of the roots of a quadratic equation, that means nature of the numbers that we get as the roots. অৰ্থাৎ আমি যিবিলাক মূল হিচাপে যিবোৰ সংখ্যা পাওঁ, সেই সংখ্যাবিলাকৰ প্ৰকৃতিটোৱে হৈছে মূলৰ প্ৰকৃতি। এতিয়ালৈকে আমি কেৱল আমি বাস্তৱ সংখ্যাৰ বিষয়ে আমি we get the knowledge, right? So look at this diagram. So your roots অৰ্থাৎ মূল হ'ব পাৰে real number, বাস্তৱ সংখ্যা, or not real number. What is this not real number? We have to discuss on it, okay? Because so far we got the real numbers only. Of course, those who are taking advanced mathematics as their elective subject, so this not real number is not unfamiliar to those students. So roots can be, if it is real, then it can be rational, it can be irrational, অর্থাৎ পরিমেয় হব পাৰে বা অপরিমেয় হব পাৰে. Now let me discuss what is not real number, or what are the not real numbers. So what are the numbers? Those are not real. Okay, look at this quadratic equation x square plus 4 equals 0. আমি ইয়াক সমাধান কৰো and let us see what will be get. Okay, so when you solve it, you'll be getting like this, you'll be getting like this. The roots are plus square root of minus 4 and minus square root of minus 4. What is this number? Is square root of a negative number. Did you get so far such roots? Yes, you cannot find in real numbers domain অর্থাৎ বাস্তব সংখ্যাৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত তোমালোকে ঋণাত্মক সংখ্যাৰ বৰ্গমূল নিৰ্ণয় কৰিব নোৱাৰা. You cannot find the square root of a negative number in the real domain বাস্তব সংখ্যাৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত. আৰু সেই কাৰণে these numbers are called not real number অৰ্থাৎ অবাস্তব সংখ্যা. গতিকে সৰলভাৱে আমি অবাস্তব সংখ্যা কি সেই কথা জানিব হলে তোমালোকে কেৱল এটোৱে মনত ৰাখিবা যে if you get some numbers which are like this form, square root of negative number. If you get the square root of negative number, those numbers are called অবাস্তব অর্থাৎ not real numbers. Understood? So the numbers which are not real will be in this form, is square root of a negative number. Now it will be easier for us to discuss the nature of the roots. If you consider the quadratic equation this, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, then the roots are this by quadratic formula. We are familiar with it. Okay? Now look at here, because now we have the knowledge of real number, the knowledge of not real numbers. এটা তোমালোকে ভাবা যে এই যি দুটা মূল ইয়াতে সোমাই আছে, roots সোমাই আছে, সেই roots কেইটা real হ'ব নে not real হ'ব কাৰ ওপৰত ডিপেন্ড কৰিছে? মনত পেলোৱা. Those are not real numbers which you have in the form of square root of negative numbers. Those are not real numbers. So you can look at here. Where do you see the square root? Of course here. So the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation depends upon this expression, which is b square minus 4ac, because only this expression has got the square root. So the nature of the roots of this quadratic equation depends upon this expression b squared minus 4ac on this. So if the value of b square minus 4ac will be negative, যদি b square minus 4ac ৰ মানটো ঋণাত্মক হয় তেতিয়াহলে এটো not real হৈ যাব. It will be অবাস্তব, isn't it? So we can say the nature of the roots, number one condition we have found out like this: roots will not be real. মানে মূল বাস্তব নহব if যদিহে b square minus 4ac, the value of b square minus 4ac is a negative number. As you know, to represent a negative number, we write it as less than 0. So the first condition we got is roots will not be real if b square minus 4c less than 0. যদিহে b square minus 4c মানটো শূন্যতকে সৰু হয় তেতিয়াহলে সেই দ্বিঘাত সমীকৰণটোৰ মূলৰ প্ৰকৃতি অবাস্তৱ হ'ব. Don't try to memorize it simply. You should have this knowledge. কেতিয়া অবাস্তৱ সংখ্যা হয় তেতিয়া তোমালোকে এই দ্বিঘাত সূত্ৰটো চাই নিজেই জানিব পাৰিবা. As this is very easy to understand it. All right? Okay. So আমি not real or কথা পালো. এবাৰ আমি আহো যে roots real কেতিয়া হ'ব. Roots will be real. Now tell me when this will be real. Except এটো যদি ইয়াৰ ভ্যালুটো নেগেটিভ হয় তেতিয়া হলে not real হবো আর তার বাদে জি হোক real হবো that means if b square minus 4c will be positive will be 0 whatever for those cases you know মূলৰ প্ৰকৃতি কি হবো বাস্তৱ হবো অৰ্থাৎ real হবো so you have b square minus 4ac positive that is greater than 0 equal to 0 then also it will be real ভালকে বুঝি পাইছা না কথাটো এটো যদি নেগেটিভ হয় তেতিয়া হলেও বাস্তৱ নেগেটিভ নহয় জি হ'ব অৰ্থাৎ 0 হ'ব পাৰে বা পজিটিভ হ'ব পাৰে so these cases the roots will be real okay now let us see one more thing if b square minus 4c equals 0 then what will we get if b square minus 4ac equals 0 let us assume that b square minus 4ac equals 0 let me assume that so let us put it here it will be minus b plus or minus square root of 0 by twice a that means it will be minus b plus or minus 0 by twice a so that means the roots will be x equals minus b by twice a plus 0 same only and minus b minus 0 by twice a that means the roots will be real and equal so the third case we got if b square minus 4ac equals 0 then the roots will be not only real but also equal look at here minus b by twice a minus b by twice a so to conclude I can say as per our discussion we got it like this number 1 roots will not be real বাস্তব নহব অর্থাৎ অবাস্তব হব যদি হে b square minus 4ac is less than 0 second we got it as roots will be real if b square minus 4ac greater than or equals to 0 finally we got roots will be real and equal roots will be let me write it as only equal if b square minus 4ac equals 0 so amar যেটো আমি আলোচনা কৰিলো তাৰ পৰা আমি এই তিনিটা কথা আউটকামস হিচাপে পালো তোমালোকে এই কথাখিনি মই না ভাবো যে মুখস্থ কৰিব লাগিব তোমালোকে কি কৰিবা যে দ্বিঘাত সূত্র অৰ্থাৎ কোয়াড্ৰেটিক ফৰ্মুলাটো পাতি লবা আৰু নেগেটিভ স্কয়াৰ ৰুট অফ নেগেটিভ নাম্বাৰ হলেই যে ইট ইজ নট ৰিয়েল নাম্বাৰ অৰ্থাৎ অবাস্তৱ সংখ্যা হয় সেই জ্ঞানটো যদি তোমালোকৰ থাকে তেতিয়া হলে দিস থিংস উইল বি very easier for you to understand or to learn okay now look at here one more thing let me add here that এই যে মূলৰ প্ৰকৃতি নিৰ্ণয় কৰিবলৈ আমি বাৰে b square minus 4ac value উপৰ অৰ্থাৎ মানৰ উপৰ আমি ডিপেন্ড কৰিছো so that means to find the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation we are dependent on the value of b square minus 4ac আৰু সেই কাৰণে b square minus 4ac কৈছে quadratic equationৰ discriminant 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 okay so অসমীয়াত কৈছে নিৰ্দেশক বা ভেদ নিৰূপক and this is denoted by the letter d so what is the discriminant of a quadratic equation it is b square minus 4ac because b square minus 4c determines the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation and that is why b square minus 4c is called the discriminant of a quadratic equation so our azir discussion to যথেষ্ট দীঘলীয়া হৈ গল some more things actually I had to discuss but then you know it is already gone very lengthy so hope we will discuss those things in my next video hope we will meet very soon and again so That's it for today. Thank you very much.